Alright. Let us get started. I think I should be live now. Let me just reload my stream. Gotta do some minor deck list updates today. I think I wanted to change a couple things. There's one change that I'm definitely sure on, and then another change that I'm not as sure on. So step one is I think I just want a second Hallowed Spirit Keeper to this Crusading Knight. Specifically against Grixis, it again weakens the Death Shadow matchup a little bit, but Hallowed Spirit Keeper is still fine against against Death Shadow if you don't get Dread of Knighted. It creates a ton of blockers. They kill a lot of your stuff in that matchup, especially post board. They a lot of times like try to pivot into a slower, grindier deck with stuff like Liliana Last Hope. And if they don't have a Dread of Knights, Hallowed Spirit Keeper is still fine. It's like okay in the matchup. Obviously, it's not a pro-black creature, which is what you want, but it's acceptable. And the other thing is that I just think this card is better against Grixis than like a big pro-black guy is. Like you can't, I mean, still can't bolt the whatever that Crusading Knight is, but this card demands they have Toxic Deluge or Marsh Casualties to get rid of it. And like having a second one means that you can just like do it again. If they actually manage to deal with your first one with Kill Spell into Sweeper, then you just like play another Howled Spirit Keeper. The card I think is actually one of the best cards I've been trying out in terms of trying to win the Grixis matchup. Another thing was because we're in on like double Hallowed Spirit Keeper, I'm considering going back to Gideon over Cataclysm, but I do love Cataclysm just a little bit too much. I might just consider doing that for Eternal Weekend, like it's just too late for me to test if Gideon's worth the slot again over something like Cataclysm, which is really good against like Eldrazi Post and stuff, which otherwise this deck is a little bit soft too. But anyway, cut the Crusading Knight, add Hallowed Spirit Keeper. Need to update my Cardboard Live deck list as well. As much as I wanted to get a Crusading Knight to like the top 8 of a big Legacy tournament too, like get a deck list published that has a Crusading Knight in it, that would be amusing. Sideboard, cut Crusading Knight, add Hallowed Spirit Keeper. Alright. I think Cardboard Life should be there. Don't know why it isn't. Not on like my display at least. Let me make sure the thing is running. Looks like we're connected. Using the deck. Alright, sure. Hopefully other people can see it. Anyhow, let's I think we're just gonna play one more league before the big 40 duels tournament tomorrow. Again, I don't want to play 2. Got like a lot of stuff to do today. And with overtime still going on at my job. Just gonna have a busy weekend. I gotta work on Sunday instead of Saturday because the tournament, blah blah blah. Just jam another league. Alright, let's get going. Okay, yeah, there's the Cardboard Live link. Seems to be working. Awesome. Alright, I think everything's good to go. Now we play one last league before tomorrow, before the 40 duels tournament. I'm pretty nervous. I have a really good track record at these tournaments at Moonbase. I want to try to like keep living up to the I don't know, not the name, but just I have like a standard. I gotta do well now. I've won like the best 4 things I've went to there, and the only 4 things I've went to there, which have been like 3 legacy things and a modern thing. But this one's going to be really big, bigger than the other legacy tournament that I won. That one had 153 people. This one's supposed to have, like, I think the cap is 200, but obviously not everyone's going to show up. I imagine closer to like 170, 180. Having the round 1 bye from winning last week is really nice. I'm very, very excited. As we wait some more. I feel like this time of day the legacy queue takes longer than normal. Maybe I'm wrong. But I always feel like on Fridays the queue takes a little bit longer. Alright, cool. Let's go. Opponent is currently 1-3. Well, this gun's fine. Wonder what they're playing. So, depending on if the Stoneforge lives or dies, we're gonna probably grab, like, Batterskull or something that isn't Batterskull. Alright. I want to say Sword of Fire and Ice. Sword of Fire and Ice is good against most of the Tundra decks, like Tundra Plow. I could also just Wasteland, because playing out the Tundra is... Oh, we actually just drew the Sword of Fire and Ice, so... So much for that plan, but... I'm really tempted to just Wasteland this and see if my opponent actually has another land. They could have, like, basic Island, but they wanted to Plow, is my theory. Like, they just didn't have the white source. But it's not necessarily a show of I don't have any other lands and I plan on cantripping with this next turn. I could, like, Stoneforge and force grab Batterskull, because we already have Sword, to just force them to answer this too, and then, like, maybe Wasteland them. Notably, we also don't have 3 lands if we Wasteland. Like, we might not just be able to cast our 3s. So I don't hate just, like, running this out. If the Stoneforge lives, then we get to, like, Wasteland plus activate, and then it's insane. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, just definitely Miracles. Also, we get a Batterskull and a Sword, and we get to Wasteland them and stuff. This Counterbalance could probably get a little tricky, but luckily our hand is mostly 3-drops, and 3s are very hard for Counterbalance to hit. So probably just gonna, like, put in Batterskull, so I can get a clock going, and then next turn just put in the Sword. Depends on what my opponent's doing. Oh man, I hope we draw another Wasteland. Opponent on, like, mono non-basics. Not super good against Miracles. I'm tempted to activate this Stoneforge, like, now to play around Vendilion Click for my opponent. I think I will. Main deck, there probably aren't a lot of things that punish me here. Yeah, accumulated ledge. I think I'm just gonna put this in now to not get Vendilion clicked. Next turn we can just, like, equip Sword to Stoneforge and force my opponent to answer a bunch of scary things. So they're just digging for a land. This is double Volk. Alright, so my opponent's probably not back to basics. I think I'm just gonna hit my opponent for, like, 9. like Porter Wasteland would be amazing. Obviously, like any land would be fine. Our hand is pretty mana hungry, especially with trying to equip stuff. Yeah, we'll take it. We could like plow a Mentor out of the way if they have one. If they ever find a white source too. Notably, equipping to Batterskull might have been like the better plan there. Just so I have a single lethal threat that can attack through a Snapcaster Mage. Because right now my opponent can like Snapcaster Mage to live. I mean, not through the plow, but like Snapcaster, put it in front of Germ, buys them a turn. I just also like diversifying the threats, because if my opponent has Snap Plow, then they have to like plow the Stoneforge and still block the Batterskull. Rather than like being able to just plow the Germ and... Oh god, Cat Y. Plow the Germ and being able to just trade with the Stoneforge or something. Yeah, I feel like this is just going to be Snap Source of Plowshares here. So we're just going to attack, force the issue, cast spells after. Oh, this is just accumulated, like to hope to draw into Terminus here. I guess I could just draw into like another plow as well at this point. Plow with my Stoneforge. Yep. Alright, now they go to 2. Like Jace uptick would be annoying. The issue is I can't equip and play another guy. It's like if my biggest concern right now is like they counter a guy, untap Jace minus on Batterskull. Tempted. I think I'm just gonna play Recruiter and find another Recruiter. Reveals Ponder. Guess I could actually grab Sanctum Pearl at this point, just to solidify that my opponent won't have any outs during my turn. Like, Pearled on 1+ Sword is very hard for my opponent to answer. Or just Ballista. My opponent's at 2 life. I think Ballista's actually just the option here. Do you have a counter spell or a 4-drop on the top of your deck, opponent? We also have a Flicker West to go find more stuff later, if we really need it. My opponent could, like... No, because if they Jace Brainstorm, then they're not getting rid of the Germ, and they're still just facing down the Recruiter is lethal. Like, they have a lot of issues here. They needed to, like, Miracle Terminus and then be floating a Jace or some nonsense. They do have a lot of cards in hand. They've drawn, like, 6 off of accumulated knowledges this game. I think they were just a little bit too slow. Shuffle. So Jace doesn't do it. Okay, yeah, they're just dead. Cool. Did it. Alright, so definitely Miracles. Also, probably not on Back to Basics with, like, double Volcanic Island. And was there, like, another Tundra? I think there were... No, that was double Plains at the end, I think. It doesn't affect my, like, sideboard decisions or anything. So just, like, board in these cards. Probably not Relic Order. Probably cut something like this. I'm definitely not of the opinion that you should, like, cut all your plows in this matchup, like some people are. I was talking to Phil the other day on his stream, and he just cuts all the plows, which obviously he has, like, 3 chalices on the board, so it's, like, a severe nombo, but usually if you have a chalice to play, you're not as scared of Mentor, but it's, like, a nice catch-all. Like, clears the path and stuff. I don't know. But we have, like... Oh, we're already at 60. Oops. Alright, yeah, this is just fine. I'm happy with this sideboard strat. He's also not playing a Hallowed Spirit Keeper, which is pretty miserable against Miracles. It's okay against Supreme Verdict, I guess, but... hard to get your opponent to Supreme Verdict you when you have a Spirit Keeper play. You get, like, Violet in response. I think this configuration seems fine. His hand does not seem very fine. Opponent does have a lot of non-basics in their deck, so this Wasteland seems like it might have more targets than it usually may, but 5 is still a ton of lands, and Roker's not really a card that you like in your opening hand. I think I'd rather mulligan if you have like a hand with Vial in it. Not quite what I meant, but I kept 7. This is not a keepable 6. We're double port, but that only goes so far. Either like Scry, port. Alright. I think this is much better than the 6 or the 7 here. Probably going to lead on Chalice. Opponent needs to like use a Disenchant or Council's Judgment or something to get rid of it. Definitely not the best draw. Just wait until we draw the 3rd Thalia next turn. Just cantripping. Deal. I wouldn't hate playing Thalia into this board. Just because my opponent only has the 1 mana up, so I couldn't like plow my guy. But the land is nice. I'm just gonna Chalice for 1. To run out Mentor, we have Judgment if we find another white source. This feels like they're running out of Mentor. Or their Council's Judgmenting my thing. Nope. White source, please. Sick. Alright, now we have to like hope they don't have a Jace's follow-up to Mentor. Oh, I don't like them fetching. Yep, kinda hard to beat Mentor into Jace when on my mold of 5 here. Hopefully, like, our only hope is really that this Chalice puts in a ton of work. And just, like, severely dampers their hand. Oh, whoops. I always forget about my Chalices. I'm very bad at that. I don't know. It doesn't, like, affect our decisions. So just, like, play a Thalia. It does matter, like, down the road if my opponent gets rid of this Chalice. We would like to have an Aether Vial at some point in the game. But yeah, we're just getting, like, Terminus Jace buried. Nothing our roll to 5 does, like, is really going to matter here. There's a chance that, like, I wasn't supposed to Council's Judgment the Mentor, but that seems, like, really, really wrong. Like, if I don't Judgment the Mentor, they can even just fire off cantrips to just make a bunch of tokens, and our hand was definitely not going to, like, race or contest a board full of Mentor and Mentor tokens. I think we just needed to, like, hope they didn't have a Jace. I just Wasteland this Tundra. Yeah, considering we're doing nothing else. Sure. Nice brainstorm. We both forgot about the chalice. It's all good. It's like it's very innocuous, just sitting here on the board. We're definitely still not in like any sort of position that we're going to win this. Wait, did they like fate seal me once and then I didn't even notice this was on 5. They fate sealed me last turn? They did. Put a card to the top, I was in the other planes. I've noticed a lot more since I watched the finals of the Legacy SCG. I forget which one that was. No, not Richmond. That was a GP. There's a lot more, like, I pay a lot more attention to, like, how my opponent operates their Jace, just based on that, like, second game in the 4-color loam versus Grixis control. It's like, people sometimes, like, just don't know how they want their Jace to go. So they just very erratically plus and zero it. Sup Static? Sup Plaudian? Experimental Frenzy in Modern Script. Is that the one when you can, like, play the top card of your library or whatever? People that don't have a plan. Yeah, seriously. I've actually, like, never honed in on that. That's a thing that it's actually, like, just really interesting to see people, like, not know how to manage their Jaces in Legacy. You can't play cards from your hand, but you can just play the top card of your library all the time. It's, like, pretty sick. What is the plan here? Oh, my opponent doesn't know how EE versus Thalia works? Wow, they got real hard. Well, maybe another chalice. Put another chalice on one, maybe? It's actually kind of funny with the Thalian blade. They can't put a chalice on 0 to blow up the chalice. Alright, we're gonna at least prevent this Jace from going any higher. Unfortunately, my opponent can just like keep plusing it and keeping parity, which is very bad. I'm not sure if I want to just like chalice on 1 again. I guess I do, considering my opponent just like wasted their E. Just so like if my opponent has 1 answer to chalice, they still have to answer this Thalia. The Experimental Frenzy seems pretty sweet. Card advantage engines. It's like red Future Sight, right? Future Sight, 1 less, much less prohibitive mana cost. But then also lets you like not play the cards that you draw. Fate sealing me, yeah. In positions like this, I'm okay with fate sealing. I don't really understand the brainstorm last turn. Because I think my opponent wants to go on the fate seal play now, because I'm hellbent. And like I have to keep parity with this Jace by attacking it. They put a card on top. Wow. They just, like, don't care? Is their next card down Terminus? They did Brainstorm last turn, right? Brainstormed, Volcanic, Explosive. So yeah, they know the top card of the library. Why would they let me keep this? Oh, they have Engineered Explosives, I guess. That's fair. I mean, I'm just going to cast it, make them use this EE eventually. Yeah. They pop the EE, like my future 3-drops alive. I could, like, no, sandbagging it until I hit a Wisp doesn't even work, because then they just, like, crack and blow up the Wisp. So yeah, now I have to sit here awkwardly as my opponent. Oh, that's a rough one. Certainly a rough one for. Oh no, my opponent. Yeah, my opponent knew they had that. They planned this out. Alright, I could kind of buy the singular brainstorm at that point. Oh man, we can't even cast this. That would like not let us win the game, but would be kind of helpful. I think we just concede. You have to do a brainstorm here. I think their plan was like uptick, but they spent a turn brainstorming because they like the previous turn they upticked and then they like top decked the oh no, then they would have just like made some angels, right? They only did 4 mana. Yeah, they don't need to uptick anymore because they have like a clock. They're going to win the game with these angels now. They don't need to win the game with Jace, so there's no point in upticking it. Especially because my Thalia doesn't even kill the Jace here. I think we're just dead, right? We have like no outs. I could draw my second Judgment, and I'm at 4, so I'm still dead. Yeah, sure, Forceful. Card is the best land. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't think any of my draws actually mattered there. I think we were just dead around. Definitely at the entreat. We had a chance. Especially because my opponent fucked up that E real bad. I guess we draw Flicker Wisp. Flicker Wisp kills an angel, blocks one. It's like not a good out, but we like top deck running Flicker Wisps. I think my opponent actually does maybe want a plus here. Because their Jace also will die if it doesn't. Yeah. Touch its card on top. So not Flicker Wisp. Cool. Alright. Alright, well, this was a mull of 5. We put up like a pretty good fight. We had like Burning Council's Judgment to not die to a mentor, and then died to the immediate follow-up Jace. Shit happens. Oh, wait. My opponent has Entreat and Mentor. That's really weird, actually. Maybe there's sideboard Mentors? Alright, I would love to play first. I would love a hand with Aether Vial and Chalice of the Void in it. This hand is just amazing. We also have like Caracas for the Thalia. My Wasteland and my opponent's like much more non-basic heavy miracles. I'm gonna lead with Caracas just to like conceal the Wasteland, you know. Just Vial into Chalice into like Vial and Thalia, Wasteland, stuff like that. They're probably going to fetch Basic Island, because they're a Miracles player, but you never know. Sometimes their hand like warrants them getting a duel, and then this Wasteland gets better. Because we don't give them that information. They do not shuffle off the Ponder. Draw Chalice a lot in this matchup. I only have 2 in the sideboard, and I always seem to draw it against Miracles. Definitely nice. And if they have like a disenchant here, they have to disenchant this Chalice, and I get to keep my Aether Vial. I think I want to cast a Stoneforge here. I could like Violent Thalia to like just activate. No, I could like Violent Thalia and leave the Caracas up, which is probably better. Oh, well, they can't kill it. I could Violent Thalia see if they disenchant. If they disenchant the Chalice, then I'm less inclined to cast a Stoneforge. If they don't, then I'm kind of okay casting a Stoneforge, because it's much harder for them to kill the Thalia. Activate Vial, see what happens. So now they can't disenchant, and they can't cast a 1-drop. So I only get punished by like Terminus. Just like a blind Terminus. Oh, my opponent didn't shuffle, right? So they know the top card of their library. Yeah. I'll run this out. We have like a follow-up Stoneforge, so it's not a huge deal. There's a chance I was just supposed to. Oh no, this is Terminus. Shoot. I guess I was about to say there's a chance I was supposed to like Vial and Thalia on their draw step instead, but I wanted to like play around them having a disenchant on my thing here. I'm not terribly upset about this outcome. But so like, oh, my opponent has no 3rd land drop too. It's very good for me. Makes me wish I had been more conservative with my Thalia, but we just like have a bunch of tools to rebuild here. Go grab Batter Skull. We have Wisp and Recruiter. To like make a just do a thing with a Recruiter. What's my opponent gonna do about it? Ooh, Thalia is tempting, but my mana is pretty tied up. Could grab Prelate. Chalice on 1+ like Prelate on like 6 or something. I think the Prelate would make me feel pretty safe. Move to clean up, got him. What do I want to do here? I'll just pass. So we have this Prelate in case they like Miracle another Terminus, so we can devote pretty heavily to the board. My opponent's just like missing land drops and has no ability to cantrip. Yeah, they're just dead. Sweet. Got him good. Games, 14 wins, 6 losses, 7 match wins. We won game 1 and 3. Lost game 2. Chalice doing his job? Yeah, for sure. Chalice was sick that game. Miracles does play like really greedy, to be fair. They're like relatively mana light for the deck that they play because they play like 12 cantrips or some absurd amount. Just so much of their deck operates on 1 mana. Chalice is really devastating if they don't have like Disenchant or something to deal with it. I wonder how greedy my opponent's Ponder was there. Like, they might have used the Ponder to find the second... They kept, like, second land and then, like, the Terminus. So that's why they didn't shuffle. But if that Ponder was like, oh, I have a 2-lander and I kept this Ponder exclusively instead of this Terminus, that feels exceptionally greedy. Yeah, they're on, like, 19 to 20 lands. So yeah, just Chalice on turn 2, if they don't have an answer for it, is super devastating. Because they can just, like, keep land light hands and get supremely punished. Right. You excited for the SCG tomorrow, Static? Even though you're a dirty traitor and not playing Death and Taxes. Definitely excited to play in the 40 duels. I love playing Paper Legacy. Man, I think this hand on the draw is bad. Turn 1 Vial hands are good, but honestly, it's good luck, have fun. I wonder if that means they're gonna like steamroll me. We'll find out. But yeah, this hand loses like Daze, Thoughtseize, Force is just like way too much. I usually keep like one land Val. I'll keep one land Valhounds on the play relatively often, but not this one. Fuck. Team's going to the team constructor now. Me rip. Rip. Oh. Do I go to? I mean, this hand just sucks. We just have to go to 5. Yeah, fuck yeah. Is it time to like figure out what they're on and then concede? All right. Time to figure out what they're playing and then concede the game. Can't play them off my script. I mean, I probably would not let my modern teammate play Scred, to be fair. No offense to Scred decks. Trying out I qualify for Season 2 Invitational. Oh, that's super cool. Yeah. You gonna go to, whatever it is, SCGCon? Also, here's some bits. Thanks for the bits. We'll play a game. I'm not about like concealing information, especially on Moto, like for such low stakes. There are hands where you win with multiple 4s. Not a lot of them, but they exist. Not like Scred. Yeah, if you have access to another deck, I don't know. That's you. That's between you and your teammates. No one else can help out with those. So my opponent's on like Miracles or like Combo are my biggest assumptions. How does someone qualify for it? What? SCGCon? SCGCon just is like the big thing that they're having the Invitational at. Ballista, Port, probably just Ballista. It's our LGS owner. Wow, damn. You have to be qualified. Yeah, you qualify for the Invitational, right? Didn't you just say that you were already qualified? I just found out I qualified for the Season 2 Invitational. Like, oh, are you wondering how you yourself qualified? Like you don't know? Because fuck if I know, man. Ooh, so it is Sneak. All right, good thing we kept playing. I mean, we're pretty dead, but I'm just gonna like play Sneak Attack here, and we're gonna lose. I'm gonna like Wasteland them off this Falk and hope they don't have Red Source. Oh, this is a show and tell. Could be show and tell in the Sneak Attack. Putting this Flicker Roast doesn't help me, because then I can flicker something, then they just make a guy and I lose, but... Oh, they do have the Omniscience. Alright. Well, I mean, we're still gonna die. But we'll die next turn. I mean, that's also kind of the rough thing about being part of a playgroup that has more than 3 people in terms of if you want to do team events, or if your like playgroup is not a multiple of 3 in some capacity, that sometimes it's like, oh, let's go to this team tournament, but we have 4 people, so like someone's gonna get the axe. Like luckily I have like a pretty decent group of just specifically 3 people that I go to tournaments with. I'm gonna go with great assumptions we all team. Yeah, exactly. Unless like someone can't make it. Oh, they just have Grizzlebrand and Emrakul. That's pretty good. Gotta show Grizzlebrand who's boss. Don't even need to draw cards. Alright, so sneak matchup. Sneak matchup. Unique matchup cards. Cut that. Cut Plows. Cut Ballista is probably pretty easy in and out. I mean, Howl's Spirit Keeper also sucks. Do I want like Ballista for like random like idiot creatures that they may or may not sideboard in? I've been gotten by a Young Pyromancer in this deck before. Wasn't particularly good, but it definitely got me. Howl's Spirit Keeper could technically like Violin and Emrakul attack. It makes spirits. I don't know which one of these is actually like better in this matchup. I don't think GT. Maybe GT is okay. GT can like pump your creatures out of removal spell range, but like none of these options are particularly good. Could bring in like the Surgical, but I don't like doing that unless like I know my opponent's on intuitions, because otherwise Surgical's pretty bad. I don't think there are a lot of other options. Finish top 4 on a classic. Oh yeah, that'll probably do it. I don't know how that stuff works, but if you place well in an IQ or a classic or something, you can get in. Put up a solid team for Modern Non-Unified. I want to play Modern Non-Unified because it sounds hilarious, but what do I want here? Actually, I just like don't have the cards. I think I honestly hate like GTA the least, because like GTA, if you have GTA counters equipped to like a prelate, you can protect it from their usual removal spells. Even though like Fire and Ice is way better in almost all instances. This hand sucks. I think I might have to keep this hand. It's got Karakas and Council's Judgment. And like ports. This hand is not anywhere close to good though. I'm not sure if I want to go or can afford to go. Oh, that's fair. He's like, you don't have to. Punishing Loam is like a super rough deck if you don't have the practice in it. I imagine that deck is very hard to pilot. But I'm mulliganing to 6 though. So maybe like I don't hate mulliganing to 5. We do have like 3 useful tools. And, like 3 bad cards. We also just don't have a clock. I'm gonna go to 5. Yeah, fuck. But I'm going to 5 too. We're gonna keep this, just plan on recruiting Sanctum Prelate and hoping that's enough. Like Sanctum Prelate plus Mom and pray. Yeah, for sure. Don't do it if you can't afford it, but if you're able, if you're financially able and willing, like I've heard SCG-Con is just a very fun event. So on my opponent's Mold of 5, we're just going to pray that Recruiter into Prelate is good enough. I want to go to an SCG-Con eventually, I just like don't know. I'd have to like queue for the Invitational, I think, to make me inclined to go. But then I also have to like play in the Invitational after that. We're gonna attack. Get him! Battle Mom online. Probably, well, maybe it's worth it. It's bad if like, oh, well, it's not actually that bad, because if they have 2 removal spells, then they'll have to like they can kill a Sanctum Prelate anyway. All right, we're just gonna like grab Sanctum Prelate and pray that they don't just show and tell me next turn, I guess. You could also like, but if the issue is if I grab like Palace Jailer, my opponent's just like not gonna show and tell him a fatty. Yeah. I mean, nothing we can do. We're both on Mold of 5, so we just have to like hope that they don't have what they need. Alright, they don't have what they need, probably. They can still like Soul Land into it. Or Lotus Petals. Alright, plan is Prelate on 3, cross fingers. No, we're still, like, pretty soft to a sneak attack right now. Well, looks like we're getting show and tell. Am I putting in Batter's Claw or Prelate? I guess Prelate, but the fact that they're sneaking just means that we're dead, right? Or they're show and telling. I'll have to... Oh, no, they put it on missions. I was about to say, I have to choose a number. I think I'm going to choose 1 now, because they already have it on missions in play. So I need to, like, prevent them from cantripping into the kill. If they have the kill, we're just dead, and it's whatever. If their other card is Demercool or Real Rancher. Oh, no, they have Cunning Wish in their deck. Fuck, maybe I was supposed to put it on 3. Oh, well. I just assume that, like, most decks aren't on the Cunning Wish plan anymore, but maybe that's wrong. We did, like, legitimately see red last game, so... Alright, yeah, I'm just not gonna... Not worth making my opponent slowly Firemind's Foresight for another wish and whatever. Definitely a fuck-up. But, like, not necessarily, like, the incorrect play. I'm not sure. I think it's pretty safe to assume that, like, your opponent is not on the Cunning Wish variant, but... Definitely, like, directly caused us to lose that game. Not sure if they actually have a win there. Do they not? They just, like, Cunning Wish for, like, another Cunning Wish and a 2-drop and kill them. So, let's see. Ah, fuck it. They just, like... Then, maybe it was an early concession. But I don't think so. They can, like, Cunning Wish into Ella Domri's Call, right? And just Emrakul me? Like, I don't know what they grabbed with the Firemind's Foresight, but they can at least grab a Cunning Wish again, and the Cunning Wish gets Firemind's Foresight, or not Firemind's Foresight, gets Eldamri's Call, and Eldamri's Call gets Emrakul, and they just Emrakul me, right? Like, they don't need to get that fancy about it. Like, maybe they don't have the Eldamri's Call on the sideboard, but I'm pretty sure almost every Cunning Wish plan has Eldamri's Call. It was definitely, like, early because I don't know what my opponents had in the sideboard, but... what was that? 11 games. 5 losses. Where is this? Oh, there it is. Lost games 1 and 2. Probably worth the 20. Yeah, it's probably worth it to see the Eldamri's Call, but I'm really lazy. Like, I didn't want to sit there and be like, oh, now I get to resolve Firemind's Foresight and find the tutor and the 2-drop. What are the wish and the 2-drop, and then they wish for the Eldamri's Call. Like, they can't, like, brainstorm. The usual kill is they find, like, Brainstorm 2, right? And then they, like, Brainstorm Oracle to the top, and they can just, like, release the answer or whatever. But my opponent could have just, like, the first wish could have found the call, and the call gets Emrakul or whatever, but... Definitely a little bit early, but I think that, like, 99% of games were dead. In paper, don't concede. Don't concede at that point. Make your opponent kill you, but... This hand's a little bit rough around the edges, but we have Port. And, like, File's really good. Hopefully my opponent plays a non-basic on turn 1, so we can just turn 2 Aether Vial plus Wasteland. If they play a basic, I think I'm inclined to just port them. Develop this port the following turn, after I, like, just keep porting them. So port into Wasteland, Vial plus port. They did not shuffle off the Ponder. Miracles. Alright. Take this up. think I'm just going to run another Vial. Just keep utilizing ports in the early game, preventing my opponent from developing their mana. They could have, like, Brainstorm here. Yeah, so they've set up Brainstorm plus Fetch Land now. I think they knew the top card of their deck, though, right? Let's let them see one less card. Unless they... No, if they didn't want it, they just, like, fetch. I don't know. Hopefully my opponent finds a non-basic. No. Well, we got Recruiter plus Vials, which is usually a pretty easy recipe for surviving Burst Miracles. They can't Jace me next turn, because we'll just keep porting them. I'm going to keep sandbagging this Wasteland, I think, just to, like, try to incentivize my opponent to eventually play a non-basic. Notably, we can also just keep porting these planes, or this island, if they don't have another thing. See, this is a much better... I love to see these Brainstorms, where they don't get to, like, put back bad cards. Like, these brains... Especially with my opponent having, like, a million cards in hand, this Brainstorm feels a lot more like desperation than the last one. The last one was just a lot more controlled. Mentor. Dang. Yeah, there's no real upside to, like, playing Wasteland over just another Plains. I probably will run it out in the coming turns at some point. I'm going to recruit for another Recruiter here. We have a Flicker Wisp already if my opponent doesn't kill this, but if my opponent does kill this, I definitely want to have a backup plan. I probably can just, like, sandbag it the whole time. That's also probably fair. Where is my... There he is. Squadron Recruiters. Oh, they didn't kill it. Sweet. Means there's a chance that we can Flicker Wisp it. Oh, just immediately. Draw the Mom. I'll attack. My opponent wants to, like, snap to block. Then they don't get to, like, cast a spell off of it. They don't have a plow or anything. I will fire off this Mom just because we can't Violets it anymore. What is this? Predict. I don't imagine this is like a... Oh, they have set this up, so they know the top card of the library. They're just going to, like, draw 2 in response. That's fine. What if they hit a Terminus, though? Wouldn't they want this Mom to resolve first? Named Vendilion Click, milled Vendilion Click, draw 2. I guess they could be, like, trying to draw into Forcible if they're that concerned about it, but I don't think they should be. I'm also just not going to go for Wisp here. My opponent's still representing, like, Plow. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't want it. Maybe they have, like, a second Vendilion Click that I should be playing around now? My opponent also just, like, firing off these Brainstorms willy-nilly with, like, 7 cards in hand. And maybe they're trying to set up more predicts, but just launching these Brainstorms into the abyss. Yeah, opponent playing fast and loose with these Brainstorms for sure. This is fine. If they play Jace, I might, like, recruit Revoker. They know of the Recruiter, though, so there's no way they just slam Jace here. Fetch a Tundra. Damn it. I like back to basics me. Be marginally annoying, but Sport's done its job. If they Jace, we just Wisp and kill. Oh, that's fair. We don't even need to like turn it off. We just let them brainstorm. I hope they find a mentor so I can plow it. Nothing? What do I do? Do I even like put in the second recruiter? We don't have a clock is my issue. I want to kill them. I think we can untap this turn though, and then we can try to flicker with my recruiter with like mom protection. I think we can just wait another turn. My opponent did shuffle off their ponder, notably. Could recruit again too, but I like leaving the second recruiter in hand to set up post terminus. I think I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna go for a plow now. Can't use mom to secure a whisper, but it secures me like losing, not losing card advantage here. Like because they can like if I have to pro white, I don't get to flicker, but I get to protect my thing from their plow, so I get to like 2-for-1 them. I think I'm gonna save the mom. It does like flicker my mom out for a turn, which is kind of annoying. But again, I just want like more pressure in play. I think I'm down for this bait. They did shuffle off the ponder, so I don't need to be worried about like getting terminused. Fuck. Alright, well now we have a clock. We can kind of sit back. Not even gonna play the second mom. Not any real point. I'm gonna start tapping their white source as well. They have a lot of blue. Upkeep. Oh, snap. Sure. Snap plow. Snap brainstorm. What is my opponent doing? I guess they don't have to brainstorm with their upkeep this time. But they've just like cast 4 brainstorms and they just haven't done anything. What is my opponent looking so desperately for? A terminus? I'm taking a very different line on though. Discourse Pleasure's mom. What? Just like let it die? I don't think I want to like jump on the chance of recruiting there either. Could have like Valdin's second recruiter. I don't know. What would your line have been? Definitely just gonna sit back here. We do have to be worried about Terminus now, because my opponent knows the top 2 cards of the library. I think I'm just going to attack with the Wisp. Maybe I attack with their critter. If they block, I can just kill it. Just like use the moms super aggressively. Maybe I just let them trade? Nah. Mom is yeah. That's why I want to like use this mom very aggressively, because I'm not a big fan of having it in play at this point. But I just like it to prevent stuff like that. Hit more land drops, I guess. Keep sitting back. I assume I'm getting Terminus here. Like, I have to assume that this is what's going to happen. Oh, nope. Just kidding. Grab another. His land. Yep. His opponent just like snap brainstorm? Just has 5 brainstorms this game? What on earth is my opponent looking for? What on earth does my opponent so desperately want from their deck that they just can't find off of 5 brainstorms and like 2 ponders? You have a value to protect it. Seems counter to your game plan. Oh, I mean, we have value locked up. We just like I want to make them answer the board. I wanted to increase the threat on my board while still like holding back stuff in my hand to like reset up post terminus. So it was a good instance of putting my Wisp into play. Do I just like let this happen? Don't really think I want to like just burn all my stuff to try to get rid of this Jace. They can't like bounce anything relevant. Yeah, fuck it. Sure, you can have Jace, I guess. Opponent just wants to brainstorm a 6th time? Yep. Opponent just really loves casting Brainstorm. Opponent playing around another Flicker Wisp. I think they're going to plow in my end step. Yeah. Because they want to take this Flicker Wisp off the battlefield. I think I just, like, recruit now? Recruit another Wisp at that point? So like, this is fine, I can't do anything about it. Plow the Snapcaster Mage, attack it for 3. This Walking Ballista is looking pretty tempting. As is this Prelate, as is this Palace Jailer, as are a lot of cards in my deck right now. What, they just concede? What? What? You have 6 cards and a Jace opponent? What? Just like, yeah, fuck it, I'm out. What on earth was that game? I'm sorry? They were just like, oh, he had the second recruiter that I knew about since turn 4. Can't win now. What the hell? Alright, well, guess we're going Romario Vidal. Thank you for the host. Hello, hello to all viewers. Welcome. I'm XJ Cloud, and we're streaming some Legacy D&T right now. Be angry they couldn't find a Terminus, I guess, but like, we were like very well set up against Terminus. My opponent's like desperately digging for this card that does not even remotely dig them out of the hole that they were in. So this is probably fine. Yeah, this is what we did last game, or whatever, round 1. My opponent just really liked casting the card Brainstorm, I guess, more so than winning. They were like, alright, let's just cast Brainstorm as many times as we can in a single game. And they got to 6. Yeah, I don't know what was in their hand, but they still had 6 cards, and they were just like, well, can't win. My opponent has 3 power in play, and I'm at like 10 life. Well, this hand is definitely the bottom end of keepable, but I think I should have like top this too. Hands without Vial are much harder to win than hands with Vial in this matchup, for sure. But like, we have good cards and we're on a mult 6, so I don't think we can afford to like pass this up trying to find Vials. If I draw a Vial here, I'll probably play it. Ooh, definitely play Chalice. Although my opponent just like hasn't cast anything yet, which makes me a little bit concerned because they just haven't played a single cantrip, and they're just going land. All right, sure, force pitch click. Now they're gonna cantrip. Well, if my Chalice gets a Force Wall out of my opponent, deal. Opponent just, like, switched to Mono Blue Miracles post-board, I suppose. I kind of just want to Prelate on one here. Although I'm a little, I guess I'm a little bit concerned about a Jace. But there's nothing I can really do to play around that, right? My opponent could have just have, like, actual counterspell, but then they would have countered the Chalice instead of forcing it. There's no real good way to play around a Jace, though. Besides just, like, slamming a Revoker, because they can't answer it with blue-blue. I think I just, like, Prelude on 1 here. Maybe not. Maybe I Prelude on 4. Get him. Next level, my opponent. What 4 cards could possibly be in my opponent's hand that they would have kept? Like, do nothing, and also just have no access to white mana. Although maybe they just haven't played white mana because I haven't made a card that they need to plow. I think I'm just going to Prelude on 1. Prelude on 1's fine. We can always, like, revoke the Jace and hope they can't answer the Revoker after that. And the Revoker helps us double spell next turn, assuming they do answer this Prelate. Like Stone Forge and Revoker. I'm sure. Fire away. Opponent starting their brainstorms again. Yeah, I'll just put it on 1. Makes it so they can't, like, Mentor plus Cantrip either. They couldn't just slam Jace. If they want. Alright, so here I'm really scared of Terminus. They know the top card of their library, and they just still refuse to cast any spell. So I'm tempted to, I could also, like, Wasteland this Delta. That's, like, super next level. But I don't know how, if I'm that greedy. I also don't think I want to attack with this Prelate into, like, a Snapcaster Mage. The Wasteland line is, like, very next level. It's, like, maybe not horrible. I can talk myself into it. Is it okay? Am I crazy? Am I crazy in thinking that, like, Wasteland, their fetch, play Mystic is, like, an okay line? It keeps my Prelate on the table. If my opponent's plan was to Terminus the Prelate away so they can cast 1-drops again. Problem is they are 100% fetching a Tundra. Yeah. Oh, that's true. So, like, Wasteland the White Source afterward is still feels great. Because they need the white mana. But, like, it could shuffle away the possible Terminus. And I don't want to get, like, Terminus into land drop Jaced is my biggest concern right now. If my opponent just untap, Miracles Terminus, fetches, gets the Tundra, Terminuses me, and then plays 5th land, Jace the Mind Sculptor, then we're in real dire straits. I kind of want to take the Wasteland line and see how it goes. Although, considering my opponent couldn't draw Terminus last game, maybe this is just, like, insane. They just, like, don't have any Terminuses in their deck. According to the last game with 6 Brainstorms. Are they gonna, like, snap Brainstorm in response? I don't predict. Because they know the top card of their deck, so that makes sense. Come on, be a Terminus. Validate my play. Oh, yes, we got him! We did it! The sick read! Oh, that makes me feel better. Yeah. Predict target us and they get to Terminus us. Don't they have to mill regardless? And then target... Oh, no, yeah. Oh, yeah. That makes a lot more sense. They could have just... That makes a lot more sense, because they would just mill us. Predict us, target, like, name anything. And then flip the Terminus. Fucking deal, I guess. I think I still want to play around Snapcaster Mage, because now we're playing, like, the Protect the Prelate game. I also missed that line, although I guess... I wonder if I would have made a different decision based on knowing that. Because that line definitely does punish me. Yeah, if it's just a Jace. Deal. Bounce, alright. So, hoping they don't have 5th land here. Oh man, that means they're going to like plow my Stoneforge too. Yeah. They have 3 cards in hand. I've already used a plow. I'm trying to figure out if I revoke or prelate here. Notably, also, we would have got super demolished if I didn't do that Wasteland play, and my opponent missed the line that would have also just still wrecked us, but... Because if we had just, like, played a guy, my opponent would have just definitely Terminus into Jaced, and then also had a plow in hand, which would have been very, very bad for me. I want to just play Prelate again, make them bounce it. Because if I play Revoker, my opponent could easily just, like, Snap Plow or something. And Revoker could possibly double spell if we find another land. I think I just want to put Prelate on one again. Could also possibly like play Equipped Sword if my opponent doesn't kill this Jace, if they like try to brainstorm to... Nope. This is an important ponder. Chooses to shuffle, okay. I think they accidentally like tapped 2 islands. If they don't shuffle one of these ponders, it gets scary. Because now we have to be very concerned about a Terminus. Does not shuffle. Alright, that's bad. That's very bad. Because now they can Terminus away my Sanctum Prelate, which I do not want to have happen. I also kind of want to Wasteland them. The issue there is that I don't get to double spell if I Wasteland them. I'm like burning a lot of time tanking on these decisions, but this is definitely an interesting game. I could, like, revoke Jace, and then, like, cast a sword. Maybe I'm, like, playing too hard around another Terminus. There's a chance I just need to, like, Jace plus, or, like, Revoker plus Recruiter and make my opponent answer 2 things that could take the Jace off the board. And then keeps my Prelate in hand. Pretty sure you have to Wasteland since people have been putting Entreat in their decks right now. Oh, my last opponent did have an Entreat. Although, like, I think we're just, like, not going to beat an Entreat. Wasteland, Revoker, Jace, Prey. It's another option. They have 4 cards in their hand. 4 is a lot. And they just pondered twice, too. I feel like they just have an answer Revoker, and we're pretty dead. But we can also, like, try to mitigate the Terminus turn. I don't hate double spelling here. Because my play also changes based on if this Revoker resolves. Jace the Mind Sculptor. I think I'm just gonna like recruiter a recruiter. And counter this. Do they have actual counterspell in their deck? Oh, they're gonna like snap plow Revoker in response. Sure. So this is why I wanted a double spell, because like playing a single creature is way too easy to just lose to this Jace. Grabbing Ballista is actually tempting. Although my opponent can just plus this Jace to get it out of range. And just notifying them that I have a Ballista, I think just grab another recruiter. I'm like burning a lot of my clock. Just not. I'm gonna just like snap brainstorms. If we wasted main 1, they didn't have the mana to snap plus swords. Unless they did it before seeing the spell. Like if I waste and then go to main 2, but then they just untap and they can snap plow my thing and then use the Jace, right? Like it's not that they can do it then and there. It's just the fact that they can just keep removing a singular threat from the board and then just keep like beating me to the ground with this Jace. I need to be the aggressor by playing multiple threats so that they hopefully can't answer them, and then I can get this Jace off the table. Like that's my plan at least. Although my opponent just brainstormed a bunch of things, I think I just kind of have to YOLO for the Jace kill. It's like play equip sword, like pray this somehow doesn't kill the. Pray it somehow actually works out. I don't think any of my other plans are very good. Opponent needs just to have another snap or another Sword Splashers for this to work. This to not work. Yeah, fuck it. Because I shouldn't tap the Wasteland just in case. Go Recruiter! Pretty sure all of our lands are bad. I mean, I don't necessarily disagree. I guess I should attack their face. Because if this attack works, we just get to kill the Jace anyway. I guess they could, like, disenchant this sword and punish me. They just always, like, disenchant the sword block with Snapcaster, so that wouldn't matter. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like we're pretty hosed here, but... I like recruit a Revoker and revoke it. I'm scared my opponent's floating a Terminus, but it might be like go time in terms of I can't play around cards, time to just fucking jam. They can throw a card, yeah. Just hardcast force here, sure. Yeah, we're pretty hosed. It's just a matter of there's a turning point where like playing conservatively versus playing risky to like not die. I think the turning point was about last turn. Grab Ballista, I guess now actually. If they plus, we still if they can't counter my Ballista, we can at least take the Jace off the board. Top deck Cataclysm's definitely not a bad plan either. They could easily just have another Forcible for this Ballista, but. Yeah, step 1. Yeah. Oh, snap off a plow on a Snapcaster Mage. Resolves. What would you like to target, opponent? Now it looks like we're gonna like Ballista for 2 plus Wasteland. Oh, they do have a plow. Rude. I'll Wasteland this right now. Just they have access to less mana here. And it could force them to brainstorm right now. Not that that's a huge deal. Oh, they just let it die, sure. So we're hoping to dodge Force plus blue card here. Please. Alright. Storm count is 5. Alright. We're still not favored, but I guess we're not dead yet. This is just second Jace. Oh, this is Mentor. That's pretty bad, too. Mentor and Plow. There's a way to kill a monk here. Unless they have a spell to cast in response. Too bad I burned that Swords of Plowshares. Ooh. Good thing we do this Council's Judgment. Nice spell. Wait, why is Spell Pierce in their deck? I will pay the 2. Why on God's Earth is Spell Pierce in my opponent's deck? This is game 2, right? Not like secretly playing a game 1? Alright, this resolved. That's a good step 1. Oh, that's a bad step 1 from my opponent. Go for the germ. Counter it. Come on, do it. Thank you. Thank you, opponent. Thank you for spell snaring my Umezawa's Chite. Oh man, that could have been bad. We could have not had a threat. Unfortunate thing is that we're still definitely not favored to win this game, and like I'm just burning down my clock a bunch. But we're surprisingly a lot more in this game than it looked like 4 turns ago. I'm just gonna like try to play fast. I've been tanking on a lot of these decisions. I'll block. Yeah, that's what I thought. Not a great draw. I will also attempt to race you. We're gonna start sandbagging these in case we draw a Cataclysm. Would you like to cast your Terminus, opponent? Alright, -6 now. They could have like a Plow to finish off the Thalia, but this also kills their monk, so deal. Is it Blind Protect? No, I think they know their last card off the Ponder. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out if I want to overcommit here. Probably. Opponents used some fair number of termini. I don't think the port's worth it. It's like better to hold this for in case of Cataclysm than to try to like port them off of their 7th mana. I guess maybe it prevents them from hard casting a Terminus, but I think any Terminus that they're playing it, that they're just like flipping off the top of their deck. go, Aether Vial. Good old turn 15 Aether Vial. Hardcast Force, please. What, considering doing something? What is this? Snapcaster? Sure. Like Plow Flicker Wisp, maybe? I'm surprised they didn't, like, just plan to, like, snap Terminus or something. Yeah, targeting Plow, sure. Goodbye, Flicker Wisp. Yeah, I'm just, like, burning up so much of my clock in a game that we do not look favored to actually win. Second Mentor, yikes. Just gonna flicker this Mentor out of the way, so I could, like, much more safely get in an attack with the Thalia. That's not what I like to see. Yeah, plowing my Flicker Wisp again is not great. 100% the opposite of what I wanted to see, actually. Is that their third or their fourth plow? It's their fourth plow. Portent, sure. So top deck Cataclysm still might get us somewhere. But not somewhere, like, super good. Wow, are all my equipment actually gone? Shit. Oh, nice, a Jace. So yeah, we could find exactly Cataclysm off the top, like this turn, then maybe live. This is a thing. It's not a good thing. They get their Mentor back pretty easily. Because I only have like 3 blockers. Are they just, like, countering this? think I just have like Jailer a token. What's up, Cafe Garut? How's it going? Wisp was a good draw. Can actually prevent them from getting the Monarchy if they, depending on how they go here. No, I guess that's fair. Now we can't. Fuck it. This game's like getting way too complicated to navigate with like 5 minutes left on the clock. Like there's like a very slim chance that we can actually live that game. I think there is a chance. Like we could Violin Wisp, like Wisp out a token or whatever. But we're just like dying to the Jace, we're dying stuff on board, and I'd rather have like this 5-minute window to win the third game. Especially because like my opponent's up on clock. I need to play fast. Keep. Hand has Vile in it. Hard to pass up. And like a 2 and a 3. Vile port into like Stoneforge is the pretty easy plan. I think I'm going to leave this Vial on 2 for a turn, so I can just get in the Stoneforge Mystic. Sword. I think I'm not even going to attempt the Sword Equip right now. Rather keep stalling out my opponent here. Resolves. Chance I was supposed to try to put in Sword here. I don't want to give them like the access to disenchant though. Like put in Sword to play on click here, but what is this? Unexpectedly absent my Thalia. Just put it in my hand instead. I see we're playing the next deck. I'm feeling. We're also going to activate the Stoneforge right now to play around Vendilion Click. Although, playing against, yeah, that was my question. But Sorry if I'm low on commentary. We're playing very fast. There's a chance I was supposed to actually port a planes, so I could flicker out planes and go for lethal. Not lethal, but go for, like, getting this free swords equip. That's totally fine. It's, like, marginally annoying. I'm gonna flicker wisp it out just so I get to untap my stuff. I'm also going to cast Thalia here to play around my opponent having, like, Swords to Plowshares. So now I just get to connect. It wastes some of my mana, but again, like, I don't really care that much. Also, we notably drew Sanctum Prelate here, so we can stop a Terminus, which is great. I mean, Vendilion Click resolves, we can just bounce it. Who are they targeting? Targeting themselves? Sure. That resolves. Whew, got it there. I think they were hoping to, like, blind flip Terminus, but we had that locked down too. Those games against Miracles, really down to the wire. 23 games, 16 wins, and 7 losses. We won game 1 and game 3, lost game 2. Miracles always, like, takes me to 3 in my data. Like, we have 7 losses, but we've only dropped 1 match. So, like, 7 of my games against Miracles, or like, maybe 6, because there's a loss in there. I've, like, just gone to 3 games. They're always very, very, very tight. Sounds almost like a prize fighter's record. I do enjoy. I love, like, playing against Miracles. Is a lot of fun. All the time. Like, a lot, like, those games all had very, like, deep, thought-provoking decisions that happened. Like, there was a chance I could have even won that game too, but, like, I had 2 minutes on the clock at the end of that game, so if I, like, played it out anymore, it could definitely, like, roll badly for me. Yikes. I don't think I'm supposed to keep this on the play. I think we just get much better 6s that involve casting a spell on turn 2. Yeah, like that. Burning against Miracles is fun, especially though. I mean, those are different definitions of fun, right? If you resolve Sulfuric Vortex, it's more of fun because you're crushing them versus, like, fun because there's a lot of interesting play and counterplay. Not to say that there isn't for, like, that matchup specifically, but definitely a different type of fun if you resolve a Sulfuric Vortex against Miracles. It's like, oh, do you have Disenchant or Council's Judgment? No? Alright, well, that's probably pretty bad for you then. Notably, my opponent is 4-0 currently. We're at 2-1. I'm just a monster at all. Like, if my opponent asks for the, like split prize, I'd consider it. I still play the match, obviously, but I don't particularly care about my record, and I'm also not XO, so I'm, like, not gunning for the trophy myself. So if my opponent wants to, like, 5-0 split the chest or whatever, I think I've only done that once before, but it's their volition to ask. Because literally at 4-1, the best I could do is like the same prize that I would get by splitting with them. And that requires beating them and then my next opponent. There we go. Keep. I think I want threats. There are too many decks that Plow's bad. There are a lot of decks Plow's good against, but I think I just want stuff. Like just things that impact the board. There are a lot of decks where keeping Plow on the top is just going to punish me. Miracles and Grixis being the top deck, neither of which I really want to Plow, and then a bevy of combo decks. That's just my opponents on like Death Shadow or Delver or the Mirror. And that Plow was good, but I think just like gut check on a mull to 6, I want more impactful cards, especially because I'm on the play. I can try to take the initiative. Don't know what my opponent's doing. Bad internet or something. There we go. Easy turn 1 for me. Waiting. Is my opponent like really just not like have really clunky internet right now or something? Like in the middle of doing something else while playing? Sorry, leaving for the open soon. Oh, okay. Oh, my opponent's playing the open. And figuring out a couple last-minute ride details. No problem. Look at the open. Getting in this literal last-minute testing. What's your record? Oh yeah, they probably want to split 2-1. That is my record, right? Yeah, we beat Miracles twice and then we lost a sneak. Team Constructed Open. Yeah, I'm excited for the Team Constructed Open. I'm not gonna get to watch Saturday because I'm gonna be playing in this other big tournament. Yeah, my opponent says they're 4. They might be like asking for a split, and if they like want to leave because they're like planning on leaving right now, down to play if you want. But it sounds like people want to leave earlier. Yeah, I'm open to a split if he wants to. Would you want some ticks for them, man? This win gives me another 8 chests and 60 points. Is 4 chests, 3 ticks good? Wait, wouldn't we be splitting the 5 out? No, 4 chests. Wait, I'm confused. God, this is like the worst part of streaming. It's just like, oh, now I have to figure out how this stuff works. Because I'm not used to. Because if I go 4-1, I get 8 chests, right? But fuck it. I'm too lazy for this. Yeah, sure. I don't really care if he's like lowballing me or something. I'll move on. This person's busy. They probably don't have time to haggle. And I really don't care enough. Especially on stream. Like, if I were, like, playing in my off time or something, then I might be more down to just, like actually try to figure that stuff out, but it's not definitely not good streaming content to sit here and be like, all right, well, actually, I want 8 chests. And just like, I'll take it. Move on to the next game. I don't really care. Well, I definitely like don't feel like this split is advantageous to me because I think usually when I split, or like the only other time I split, I guess, is they just like cut their prize in half. They essentially went 4-1 anyway, but they get the trophy and the points, and I just get 8 chests. Is I think how I did it last time, which is just like way easier to do. So I'm losing out on a decent bit, but I don't know. My opponent do they want me to concede first or something? Are they like trying to? Oh, here we go. So my partner's trade binder, right? Other products. Who's this? There's 4 chests, right? 3 ticks. Alright. Oh, can I concede in here? I don't know how to concede the match. I mean, I could like close out of the window. I think that concedes the match. Yeah, fuck it. It's taking too long. Alright, cool. Oh, no, come back. Alright. Whatevs. On to round 3. Or round 5. Last round. So I actually don't... Yeah, I'm just not... Obviously not going to record any of that in my data, which gets it so much closer to actually being synchronized again. Because, like, at the very start of gathering data, I played in a 7-round... splitting down to the pitchforks. Yeah, dirty moto splitter. So I played a 7-round challenge, like, at the very start of my data. So my data has always not been, like, in sets of 5s or 0s. Like, in terms of I've only been playing leagues. It's actually been kind of annoying. So it's nice that we're one step closer. I was saying it's like a better version of my 6 last game. I'm on the draw, though, this time. Storm? Could be something like Grixis. Doesn't really change my play. I think I'm just jamming Vile. Especially game 1. Like, game 1's, even if they're on Storm, turn 2 Thali's fine. If they're on Grixis, I definitely wanted to have this Vile developed instead. At least he's not taking Foil Tarmogoyf over Burst Lightning. I totally would, though. If I were in the top 8 of a limited GP, I would snap off the Foil Tarmogoyf. Please don't kill me. Uh-oh. Oh, well, that also sucks. Subdeck second Thalia. Easy game, easy life. Dang it. Let's hope they're not Storm, because we are probably dead if they are. We have like 6 outs. If we don't, assuming we don't die this turn, we have like 6 draws between 2 recruiters and 5 draws. 2 recruiters, 3 Thalia, and a prelate, so 6. I mean, same. Yeah, exactly. Like I think like 90+% of Magic players would take the foil Tarmogoyf. Is this the telltale "Are you dead?" pause from Storm? Wait a minute, just like cast Baleful Strikes. Surprise, we're actually just playing against Grixis control. I guess, yeah, we're 6, 8 if you include Revoker as like a possible reasonable top deck. It's like 8 draws. Preordain, alright, resolves. Are we dead? Yeah, looks like we're dead. Cool. Cool. Add non 1 mana floating. Ooh, Dark Petition. Deal. LED, alright. Past no flames. Is this deterministic? I assume so, or else they wouldn't have gone for it. They could just Dark Writ, Cabal Writ, Dark Petition, right? Let's see the tendrils. Oh, I don't get to see the tendrils. Just gotta like Thoughtseize me at the door first. I guess I could have top decked my main board Mind Break Trap and just blow them the fuck out, so there's no reason not to play it. And they get to take like a little bit of information out the door. We drew a Flicker Wisp though, so it's whatever. Alright, so Ant, huh? Board in these. Board out. Plows. Out. Spirit Keeper. Out. Jailer. Out. Jite and Ballista. That seems fine. Wisps are not great, but fine. Crusader's Clock. Everything else is fine. Looks good to me. Yikes. Yikes. I think I have to go to 5 with this hand. This hand is just phenomenally too slow, especially with only 1 land. Check by my Tin Flare. My friend made a Tin Fins player cry with the main deck Leyline of Sanctity before they started killing with Lab Man. That is actually pretty funny. But like main deck Mind Break Trap is kind of psychotic in Legacy. Main deck Leyline could do something. Yeah, we're just gonna like hard mulligan for like Thalias and stuff. Ooh, alright, well this is a plan. Hopefully Rest in Peace buys us time to get Prelate going. We also get to like Macabre is just like really bad surgical in this matchup, but it can trip up Cabal Rituals or like Snipe Past and Flames stuff. Really bad combo with Rest in Peace. We can always vial it in. Or if they Thoughtseize me, we'll still have the second disc or the second graveyard hate thing. Yeah, sure. Protect the Prelate on the top of our deck. Yup. Oh shit, are we dead? Oh no, they're just playing it because I did top, so they might be playing around. They're just playing around Thalia. So what did I top? What did they think I topped if I didn't top a Thalia here? Guess we'll find out. I would assume it's... What would I assume? I don't know, from the Storm side? If I don't play Thalia there, like what could it possibly be? I also don't know what number I'm putting this Prelate on. Post-board, this decision's pretty hard, because you can put it on like 1 or... Oh, that's fine. 4. Ah, fuck. Fuck, now I gotta like tank on what number I'm putting the Sanctum Prelate on. So they have Dread of Night in their deck. So they're... I think I'm still pressed to put in for. I think I am too here, especially with Dread of Night. They're less likely to be on like as much like hate stuff. Prelate's the only card that guarantees they can't go off until they find something, right? Or like putting it on 4, I mean, not Prelate. Putting it on 4 guarantees they can't kill me. If I put it on 1, they can still like finagle their way into a win. Or like putting it on 1 or 2. Especially if if they just only have bounce spells, if they don't have decay for it, then if next turn this Val goes up to 3, then they're a lot harder pressed to go off. They need to find exactly abrupt decay to get rid of this. Or second Dread of Night. Yeah, I don't hate putting it on 4. Also plays it around Massacre, but I don't think you're playing Dread Knight and Massacre in the same deck. Yeah. If I put it on 1, I play it on second Dread of Night, but that's probably not a big deal because we don't have a lot of cards in our deck that live through 2 Dread of Nights. Yeah. 1, they only have 5 cards in, they only had 5 cards in hand. So there's a chance. It looks suspicious of like Abrupt Decay. Or like they have access to Abrupt Decay, it's in their deck somewhere. Might end up filing in this Fairy Macabre. Increase our clock from 17 turns to like 6. They have a Petal for green. I think I'm going to wasteland their blue just so they can't cast as many cantrips. Because they can use this Petal to cast the Decay anyway. I think I'm going to take them off their blue source so they can't cantrip repeatedly looking for stuff. Oh, that sucks. Guess we're on the Fairy Macabre beatdown plan. Get him. Go, Fairy Macabre. If we draw a Relic Order, we can kill one of these permanently. I think most of the rest of our deck is dead. Revoker and Batterskull, and by proxy Stoneforge Mystic. And Sword, because we can actually just sword up this Fairy Macabre. But is this the Telltale? Oh, it's not the Telltale Are You Dead pause. Nice. Get him. Plows or Wastelands would also be fine draws. Recruiter would be okay, because at least we could recruit a Revoker. Uh-oh. Dark Writ. That's not what I want to see. Dark Writ LED. Oh, Past in Flames. No, punish me for not using this Macabre, not putting this Macabre. I mean, I don't think there's the world where we hold on to Fairy Macabre and also win the game. We just needed to like clock them and hope they like had a clunky hand that needed to like try to add nos for victory, but they're just gonna Past in Flames now. Thought sees me on the way out the door. Yeah. Obviously, like it's hard to say if the like putting it on 1 or 4 was correct. Graveyard Hate is pretty medium. Anyway, they had militaries. Yeah, exactly. Like I would keep the Fairy in my hand if I had a threat, but the fact that I have so little threats left in my deck means that I just need to like pressure my opponent and hope they like couldn't cobble together the win, which is obviously not a great plan, but it's a better plan than holding on to the Fairy Macabre that they also know about. So if I just hold on to that Fairy Macabre, they just don't go for the Past in Flames line. They just instead, like, they could ad nauseam me there because I have not dealt them any damage. They're at like 18 or something. Also, this is fine. Like, we went 2-2 because like this matchup didn't actually do anything. What did we lose to? We lost to Sneak, and we lost a pretty rough one to Storm. Like, Double Dread Knight's hard to beat. They usually only play 2 max. I think if everyone... I always assume, like, people are on Caleb Schur's list. If I assume people are playing Storm. Just because Caleb Schur is, like, one of the Storm Masters. And I like, of those Storm Masters I see, like, post lists, they're, like, very similar to it anyway. Let me look at this list. Oh, wow, he's not even playing... There was a different Storm player that I saw that posted Dread of Night today. He's playing Massacres right now, though. This is Cyrus? Nope, also Massacres. This looks exactly like Caleb's list. I forget. I thought I saw a list today on Twitter that plays like Dread of Nights, but apparently everyone was on Massacre anyway, which makes the line of Prelate there. I guess it doesn't actually change anything, because if my opponent plays one Dread of Night, then they're just like almost automatically not on Massacres, right? It just means that they're playing Dread of Nights instead, because it's usually a one or the other choice. Oops. Over here. So like that was fine. I didn't really hate how we performed there. There was like the possible misplay against Miracles there, and then some pretty rough beats against Storm as well. They always have the Thoughtseize. They never have the Duress in the blind. There's always like, oh, Thoughtseize or Thalia. They're never like Duress. Oh shit, you're Death and Tax. It's time to lose a turn to Thalia. They always get you. And we had some very good games against Miracles today that I crushed pretty handedly. So I'm not upset about how this game went. We also like split, so it's not like we actually like went down on prize or anything. Split with the one guy who 5-0'd. I wonder what he was playing. Anyway, let's go find somebody to host. Legacy. 3 people playing Legacy, including me. Arkin and Julian. Oh, we'll host Arkin. Arkin is in this chat a lot of the time. So he's a cool guy. Playing some Storm. Not Storm. Miracles. I don't know why I said Storm. On the mind, I guess. Anyhow. That is gonna do it for me today. Thanks everybody for coming and hanging out. If you like the content, you want to see more Death and Taxes stuff, we play that a ton here. I'm especially prepping for the big tournament tomorrow. There's a 40 Duels tournament in St. Louis. And I'm also prepping for Eternal Weekend, so a lot of Legacy content going around. But I'll switch back to a little bit of Modern. Sorry, Chylith. But I have RPTQ in December that I also need to prep for after Eternal Weekend comes around. So, but a lot of Death and Taxes here all the time. If you want to support the channel, you can follow, subscribe, or donate. Follows are totally free, help you know when I'm going live, help other people find my channel. We're also at 299 followers, I think, as I say this. Yes, 299 followers, which means at 300 followers, or at every 100 followers, I've done something. At 100 followers, I think I streamed a Modern PTQ, and at 200, I streamed a Legacy Challenge. I'll probably do another Legacy Challenge at 300 followers. Anyway, subscriptions get you a sweet Thalia emote and the Raven-themed bit sub badge in the chat. And donations, I'd be more than happy to run a Death and Taxes list through a league that you want to see. Modern or Legacy, Killer Splashes, and whatnot. Just let me know. Other than that, you can subscribe on YouTube or follow me on Twitter. So YouTube is where I post all my streams after they're done going live. So there's a bunch of content there if you want to see more Death and Taxes videos. And Twitter is where I post when I'm going live, as well as like I live tweet my paper tournaments. So I'll be live tweeting tomorrow about how I'm doing, as well as posting in the Discord. So fingers crossed that I do well. Anyhow, that's gonna be it. See you guys all later. I'll let you know. I'll do a little wrap up. I might even do a term report if I perform well enough. Write something up for Monday. And see you guys all next week.